What's going on? Corey Lennox here for Surreal. And I'm super excited today. I think you can tell my energy is like a little bit higher than the last update video because today I'm gonna be finally sharing some brand new music with you, and you're gonna get to hear some of the new material from Prismatic Spectrum. And I've got a very special piece of paper right here. I don't know if you can see this, but every time I make an album, I write the track list and the instruments, right? Drums, bass, percussion, keys, background vocals, lead vocals, and it is done. At least the recording side of it is totally finished. So I get to sort of like relax. It feels like a weight's been lifted, and now everything is in mixing, right? So I'm sort of like, I'm still gonna weigh in on the mixes, obviously, but my job is almost pretty much over. So it was a great feeling checking off that last checkbox after being like a year and a half, maybe 2 years into actively recording this, not to mention years before that writing it, because it takes a lot of time for me to write an album's worth of material. So every time I finish a giant project like this, I like to sort of treat myself and, you know, indulge a little bit, like coffee cake or cinnamon roll, and this year I did both. I did all the above. But yeah, so let's get into some of the music. Now, really quick before we dive in, I want to mention for the pre-sale, if you really want to help us out, we're trying to chart on Billboard with this, and I purposely made the prices kind of low, like a download's only $5. So if you want to chip in like $20 and you're feeling magnanimous and generous, you could buy like 4 download copies, and each one of those counts towards a Billboard sale. And you could send a download to a friend if you do that, right? Like buy 1 for yourself and then 3 for 3 friends and send the downloads out. Don't go over, if you are feeling generous though, don't go over 4 or 5, I think is the limit, because then Billboard won't count it. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that really quickly. If you do want to help out, that's a great way to do it. Now, in terms of the music, we've talked about how every song is a different emotion. And I knew I wanted to start this album with a giant overture. And maybe overture is not the right word. I was talking to one of our fans, David. David, if you're watching this, shout out. So David pointed out it's not an overture because it doesn't introduce the other themes from the other songs. It's its own theme, it's an opening. And I wanted this to sound like something out of The Legend of Zelda. I love Zelda, I love the music. It's classy, timeless, elegant, fantastical, larger than life. It's so cool. And the chords are often very unique, the chord progressions and stuff. So I'm gonna play you what the track sounds like. But I want to show you the bare bones version first. So here we go. Right, so pretty cool. It uses those 7th chords, right? And then it has a little bit of some borrowed chords, right? All of a sudden you're sort of in a different tonal range there, so that's really cool. And I'll tell you, as someone who writes a ton of music, right? If you look on my computer, I have just demos on demos on demos. It takes a lot of writing to come up with an idea that I'm this excited about. Right? I came up with that and I was just like, yes, this is what I want to hear, right? So let me play you a little bit of what it sounds like with the full instrumentation. Pretty cool, right? So that is the opener. I feel like it gets the album kicked off on the right foot. It rocks, it's thematic, kind of orchestral. So now let's go on to the next track, which is The Journey Begins. And The Journey Begins is the excitement emotion, okay? So this is like what I've always wanted, the style of music that I've always wanted to write. It's very upbeat, it's very major key. It sounds kind of like Angels and Airwaves or like This Is War era 30 Seconds to Mars. And this is maybe my favorite Surreal song ever, bar none. And I know for a lot of people that's Orion, which is great. I obviously love Orion too. But to me, this one just hits me in a way that I don't know, I feel like my whole life has been leading up to writing this caliber of material. And if you just left me to my own devices and I wasn't trying to like, you know, I do think about the listener when I write, you know, how do I layer in something that's hard rocking? How do I layer in, you know, different elements? But if it was just me, I would probably write stuff that's just like this, right? It's got shimmering guitars, it's got tons of synths, it has arpeggiators, it has, you know, delay echoes on a lot of the instruments. The drums are really powerful and quick and upbeat and punchy. So this is like, I'm all about this, right? This is my kind of music. So let me play you a little bit of this. I'll play you, I think, the chorus, and check this out. So there that is. I'm super excited about that one. And I want to keep making more content for you, so I'm planning on going deeper into certain elements of the songs, right? So maybe like showing you different sides of the production, of the songwriting, maybe playing through some of the solos. You can feel free to let me know what you want, but I just want to like make more regular updates and communicate with you way more regularly and not just be like, here's the album piece, right? Like I did with Star Maps. So more deep dives coming on this in the future. The last thing I'll say about The Journey Begins, I'm like trying to debate how much I want to share right now, but I had a really hard time getting this proggy and keeping it catchy, right? I had to keep the energy. I wanted it to be super, you know, hype and exciting, but I also wanted it to have a little bit of a prog flair. So I came up with, okay, we're gonna do a solo section, and the solo section's like my favorite solo section on the album. It's great. Especially the synth solo is really cool. But then after that, we go into some hits, and then we go into like a 5/8 for 3 measures and a 6/8 for 1 measure thing. So it's kind of like, let's see, like. So I'll play you a little bit of that right now, and you can hear we have this like 5 pattern, and then the last time is 6. Or I'll just play it for you. Here you go. So those are just the first 2. I'm gonna be back soon, and we're gonna walk through some of the other stuff coming up. But really quick before I go, I've got like a bunch of Star Map CDs and the Rush CDs sitting in my closet over here. So I decided to do like an offer, sort of like a bundle, where when you buy the pair of CDs together, I throw in all these other bonuses like full downloads of our discography, my solo album as a download, what else? Like B-sides, unreleased demos, all kinds, like tons of stuff that the world has never heard. So if that sounds cool to you, the link for it is down below. It's called the Ultimate Surreal Bundle. And obviously it's not like a huge deal. It's totally optional. I'm just like, let's get rid of some of these CDs. Let's throw in some cool bonuses, and it'll be kind of cool. All right, so until next time, this has been Corey Lennox. Keep it surreal. I'll see you later.